The last video with the last changes of patch 1.31. For a long time we've been waiting for this. The patch is online on the PTR and can be tested by you guys out there, so go download, test and feedback us. We have had hero balance a lot in 1.29. We have had a lot of unit balance in 1.31 and a bit of item balance, and this item balance now intensifies. Let's start with the boots of speed. They are no longer part of the drop table. So if you, let's say, creep the mercenary camp on Echo Isles, boots can no longer drop. I think that's a very good change, because if one player gets the boots and the other doesn't, especially with the Warden, you can just run them down, especially against an Archmage or squishy heroes in general. It was kind of unfair. Also, sometimes you got the one stock of boots that were available in the shop because you have a better connection or something, or you click faster. That's also a thing of the past. At 19 in-game time, the shop starts with 2 stocks, so there's no battle for boots anymore. Of course, you can buy 2 and then sell 1, but come on, that's not really a thing. Rings of Protection, also a big part of criticism, because they were always too weak regarding everything else in the drop table. So all rings get 1+ armor. That means you can get ring +3 as a permanent level 2 item, or a circlet or gloves or claws, and that goes all the way through, except level 6, but they were just removed. That doesn't affect competitive play at all anyway. And the prices were adjusted, so you get a little more gold for the rings to match the other items. Good change to make the Rings of Protection more important. They are becoming a little more important in the current meta with the minus armor and the Alchemist, but that will help, and it's a necessary step, I guess. Also, an item that was very underwhelming was the Cloak of Shadows, as it doesn't boost any stats. Usually the hide function is only working during nighttime. This works now, if you have this item, during daytime. Of course, you still can't move, you're not invisible all the time, but if you stand still, you are invisible. I don't know if that change is good, to be honest, because I can see some very annoying plays with it, like blocking entrances or just forcing a player to go to the shop or laboratory to reveal. I don't think that's the right thing to do for the Cloak of Shadows. Maybe give them +1 on everything, but yeah, what do you think? Let me know. A good change, or a lot of good changes next. Sentry wards were a very, very, very strong item that on some maps were available very early on. It gave you vision for a big spot on the map for 5 minutes. That's now reduced to 3. That's still a lot, but I think way better now. Way, 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 way better now. And maybe the change that makes me the happiest, Tome of Experience got removed entirely from competitive play. It was like Terraner Stand LV, 6 Tomes of Experience. It's kind of, it was just unfair. So I loved seeing this tome removed and having only the stats boosting tomes now. A change that was also long overdue is the Warsong Battle Drums item, because it was very misleading for new players. Why is the Warsong Battle Drums not the Kodo aura? It was the command aura that you see from Overseer, so the Kodo aura and the command aura stacked. You basically got the 10% damage boost for everything twice, or could. So this is now the Kodo aura. It doesn't stack anymore. It is a slight buff to Orc, but I think absolutely necessary and just feels right. Also, 2 other aura items were changed to match the recently buffed auras they represent. Lionhorn of Stormwind now gives +2 armor on everything. And the Scourge Bone Chimes matches the Vampiric aura, which is now 20% lifesteal. This could be very strong for the Orcs, so I guess they take they got their battle drums taken away, but they got an even stronger Scourge Bone Chimes. Should be good for them. Also, an item that was pretty crap at rat spots was always the Crystal Ball. It was a level 5 item. It's now a level 3 item, so earlier to get, still the same effect. Price, of course, reduced as it's not that high of a level anymore. So I can see in the mid-game, having a little bit of vision thanks to the Crystal Ball is nice if you pick it up, get a little bit of reveal, then sell it later. I think it's good. In general, I really like the changes they do with the items. A lot of stuff makes sense. I still think that mana items need to be addressed, pendant and potions especially. So I hope they will do that in one of the next upgrades. But what do you think about the boots, the tomes, the auras, the sentry wards, the cloak, maybe? That could be the biggest part of criticism for this patch. What items do you want to see nerfed or buffed? What kind of drop tables do you want to have changed? Tell us all your thoughts about items, and that is it. All the changes of patch 1.31 discussed here at Back to Warcraft. If you haven't seen the balance changes, go into the playlist, look them up. It's super interesting, and tell us your feedback. Go to the PTR now and test that shit. See you in a bit.